before doing the investigation, let's do something to prepare ourselves. Okay, so I have an image in the slide. Do you recognize what it is?
Yeah. It's when police or detective try to analyze different situations.
Different situations.
Yeah, so they try to identify how all these things go to the person or wherever is the thing happened.
Yeah. Any other ideas? I think Maddie is pretty close.
Like further suspicious people.
Yeah, suspicious people.
Someone who is suspicious, yes. Like we can see a map here with some circle and cross. And someone mysterious, someone we don't know, probably will be the murderer. So we call this kind of stuff a crime board. Yes, or investigation board. Because it is a board that those police officers make when they are, organizing all of the clues or people who are suspicious. They are organizing those elements together and try to find the truth with those elements on the board. Okay. We have already knew what it is. It's a crime board or investigation board. But what is this used for? And what elements are usually included? I believe we have already answered the first question. It is for investigating crime, right? What elements are usually included in a crime board? Just imagine that you are a police officer and you are investigating a crime. What elements would you put on this crime? Yes, picture, exactly. What kind of pictures? Pictures of something or some people?
Some people.
Some people, yes. For example,
relative person, people, and suspicious person.
Suspicious, the kind of like murder, or the victim who is being murdered, or like witnesses, right? Who have witnessed the process or the death of the victim. Good. And what other elements can you see? What other elements you can see in this board? Except from pictures.
Place or maybe like
The map, like,
map.
yeah.
And some evidence.
Evidence, that's a good one. True, like evidence. Can I get more? What do these red lines represent? What do this line mean?
Connection.
Connection, yes. Like, for example, we can see the map here and it is connected with someone we don't know. The picture with a question mark. So probably it indicates that this person should be in this area when a murder happened, something like that. Yes, exactly. So the lines, we can use lines and arrows to show the connection or kind of like relationship, like cultural relationship or the time relationship between two things on a crime board. Good. Okay, it's time for us to do the investigation and get to know what the crime, what actual process of that crime is. as I have told you, you got to know the people who are relevant to this case, the murderer and the victim, right? And you have already know the result of this case. The father killed the daughter. And you will get some images, pictures of that you can stick on the whiteboard. And we're gonna do this crime board on the whiteboard. What you need to find out is something else except from what I give you, like the background information of Katie and Stephen. Katie is the daughter and Stephen is the father. For example, their relationship and their past experience, what Stephen had done to Katie, something like that. Some background information for them. And what was Stephen's motivation for committing a crime? Why did he do that? It should be like father and daughter, they should love each other, right? But why did Stephen kill Katie? And what was Stephen's specific process of committing crime? That is asking you how. So the second is for why, and the last is for how. How did they do that? What kind of, equipment or instrument, like with a knife, or hit her with a car, like that. Okay. And I have an example of a simplified crime board for you, and we can refer to that example when you are constructing your own investigation board or crime board. For example, like we have a photo of victim here, the photo of the murderer here that I will give you later. You can just you can write or add anything you think that are important as is just beside this picture. You can use bullet point, for example, where they live and like the age or something like that. And their relationship and background information. Okay? Use arrows and lines to connect or show their connection. What are the motives? What the motives are and how it is connected with background information. So to be simply speaking, just like, why did Steve want to kill Katie? What are something happened in the past that make him think that way? So we have know the motive. What is the process? How did he do that? And the result. You have already know the result, and I have corresponding image for you on the result. Okay, so I would like you to work in group. So Kofan and Rio, Misaki and Mati. You will each group will get one picture stands for the result. Oh, sorry. For the result, and two pictures of the people relevant in this case. And I have one scissor and a tape for you to cut the tape you want to and stick these images to the whiteboard using this tape. Okay? So yeah, you will use the tape and try to follow this kind of model to do that if you do not know how to organize your crime board. So at the end, your crime board should answer these questions. The background information, the relationship between these two people, the motivation of the murder, and the process of committing the murder. And you will have markers to write on the board as well. As I said, use bullet points and draw the lines and arrows, okay? You can get your marker and blackboard down here. Use whatever color you like. Each group will have, will work on half of the whiteboard. Please go to the website, go to your computer or phones, try to search on Google by some keywords, read some news reports or any analysis or video, watch some videos that talks about this case, get all of those information, research for those information online.
It is real.
Yeah, it is a real case.
Really?
I didn't make up that. Case is called Stephen Katie Plato incest case. So you may want to search, Google that by some keywords. And what are some information you have already found? And let's share some in class and try to help each other out. For the relationship or past experience, what do you know about Katie and Stephen?
We're not living together. I mean, she didn't grow up with him.
Yes.
So she contacted him for social media, and then she moved with him.
Moved back with him?
With her biological mother too.
Biological mom too? Yes. Yeah. Very good. That's the past experience of Katie and Stephen. So, but what's the second information you are looking for? The motivation. So why did Stephen commit such a crime? Do you get that part? How about this group?
The commitment, like for the crime, for police or the process. I know the why he killed the Katie and his father is because he got the charge from the police or from the other people because they found have their relationship with each other, and he denied all the things from the article. The reason why, because when they got married, because they cheat for their police, the official part, they say they have no relationship. But the article report that they have the blood relationship, and he was angry about that part, and then Kitty want to break up with him, and he feels so sad. Then the reason why. So that's the motive.
We are coming to the point. So what happened before he killed Katie? He was arrested.
Yeah, he was
right?
arrested. Yeah.
And what did Katie do?
He back to the place with her family.
Katie back to
Leave him. Left him.
Katie leave? Because that's something happening in the past, so perhaps it's better to say Katie left him and moved back
Oh yeah,
with
that's what. Yeah.
her adoptive parents.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think probably that's why Stephen wanted to kill Katie, because Katie left him.
Yeah, one sentence it shows that Stephen really fell in love with Katie.
Yes.
crazy on her. So when Katie told him that he want to break up with him,
She wanted to break up
yeah,
with
she
him.
wanted Stephen feel crazy about that part and
Felt crazy about that part?
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Good. So that's the reason why Stephen killed Katie. And how did Stephen kill Katie?
He
Okay, yeah. Let's have other people have the chance to speak a little bit. Thank you. Any other ideas about the last information? How did Stephen kill Katie? With a knife?
He used rifle.
He was what?
So she was driving a car.
Katie was driving.
He was driving a car, and Stephen chased them, and then shot it with a rifle. The process of the crime.
Yes. I think that's how Stephen killed Katie, right? By a gun, by using a gun and catch them with a car. Yes, pretty good. We have already investigated the truth or the process of this case, this incest case. Do you all know the answers now for these questions and some information you need to put on the crime board? Yes? Okay, then you may start doing that, creating that on the whiteboard. And I found another tape in a classroom, so maybe one of group can have one tape, you do not have two. It won't be too crowded to share one. So on the left, we have a crime board with a lot of details. And on the right, we have a crime board with all of the important information and with beautiful colors. Good job. Yeah, please take a look at these two crime boards. I believe we are all super clear about this case right now, right? We all know the process, the result, and people that are relevant. Okay. So I summarized this case by a timeline. Will, please come back to this slide, please. Yeah. This is a timeline of this case from the very beginning to the end, murder. Can I have someone who can summarize or tell us a little bit about the whole case by referring to this timeline? Does anyone want to try this? Try to retell the whole case. A little bit challenging, but let's try that. Are you interested in that, Isagi? Yeah.
So, first of all, there are three people, and
There is 3 people.
3 people. Here is 3 people.
There are, right?
There, yeah,
Mhm.
there are
Please go on.
3 people here, and Katie,
Katie, yes.
biological parents, social network status, and the family reunion.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to Katie's effort. However, the father and Katie fell in love. And the relationship between Katie and
Stephen?
Stephen
Yes.
was he is the father and she was the daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So, however, the father and daughter got married. And then Alisa, mainly Katie's mother, realized that relationship, and also Stephen. And after that, Stephen was arrested because the marriage between father and daughter is prohibited in law.
Yes.
After that, however, Katie didn't protect Stephen after his arrest, so I think Stephen was something like that, got mad. So he shot Katie, and that's the whole steps in that order.
Good job. Can we give Misaki a round of applause? Yes. Good. So yeah, this is about Katie and Steven's case. Katie found her biological parents on the internet, and the family reunioned. So Katie met his biological father, Steven. They fell in love. So Elisa, who is Katie's biological mom, found that, okay, my husband is having like a weird relationship with my daughter. So she tried to tell Katie that your father, had insulted you or done some domestic violence towards you when you were really young. So that's why you were sent to somewhere else and was adopted by your adopted parents. Yeah, that's a very important detail. So Alyssa tried to persuade Katie to leave Stephen, but Katie didn't care about that. So, and after that, Stephen, his temper went worse and worse. So Alyssa finally decided to move out with Katie's 2 sisters. So they have 3 daughters in total, because Katie wanted to stay with Stephen. She didn't want to move out with Alyssa. And after that, Stephen and Alyssa got married. They invited a lot of her relatives, including Katie's adopted parents.
That's great.
So adopted parents actually allowed that to happen. And after marriage, Alyssa found that, okay, Katie was carrying a baby for Stephen, and they got into marriage by reading his little daughter's notebook. Okay, so his little daughter, who is Katie's sister, has witnessed that. So Alyssa called the police. But after a long time, the police arrested Stephen. So they didn't arrest Stephen right after Alyssa called the police. And they should take over all of Stephen's weapons, right? But they didn't check the house clearly. So Stephen had 1 gun left. So that's why he had a gun. So, and Katie wanted to break up with Stephen because she finally was sober and found out, okay, this relationship is unhealthy. But Stephen was hurt. Stephen was hurt so that he committed the crime. He murdered Katie. Yeah, that's the whole story, and you have represented the most part of it on the crime board. And I also noticed that you introduced some new person into this case. For example, Alyssa, the biological mom, right? And biological father, who is Stephen. And also, we have a very important people here. We have really important people here, like the adopted parents' permission. Because if they stop Alyssa at the very beginning, probably this would not happen, right? Okay, so now I would like you to think about these questions and discuss them with your partner. Like, what choices ultimately which means in the end, led Katie to this tragic outcome, which is murder. What do you wish they, for example, biological mother Elisa, or adopted parents, or Katie herself, had done differently to prevent this tragedy? Or what do you wish they had done more? They probably had done that, but that was not enough. Perhaps they should have done more to prevent the murder from happening. Because like in the process, there were a lot of choices that people make. For example, like Katie can choose to not find her biological parents, and the adoptive parents can choose to stop Katie from moving out, right? Just keep her at where she is, and keep doing her things, her stuff, like going to the college, going to the university. Yeah, so there are a lot of choices embedded in this storyline, right? Yeah, okay. Please discuss with this your partner, and I will give you the storyline, the printed version storyline. And please also use the tape to stick this storyline in your crime board. And after discussing this question with your partners, what I want you to do is to add branches to this storyline based on your discussion. For example, I would say like I wish Katie had not found her biological parents. So she will probably go into another direction, right? So I will add another arrow here and point to a different outcome or the ending of this story. Are we clear? Do you have any questions? No? How about Rio?
What's the tragic outcome?
The murder.
Mine?
The murder at the end. Stephen killed Katie, right? That's a tragic outcome because that makes people sad. A sad outcome. How about that? Any other questions? No? Okay, just ask me questions anytime if you want help. And before the discussion, could you please do me a favor by recording your discussion process using your phone? You can just put your phone on a desk in front of you, and you record the process of how you discuss these questions with your partners. And those recordings will be submitted together with this audio or with this video. Thank you. Okay, so now you can start discussing these questions with your partners, and use the tape to stick the storyline to the whiteboard and add branches to it. Okay. Well, can we talk about the branches that we added to the storyline? Let's start with this group then, because I'm curious about those cross and circle. What does that mean?
Okay. We believe that maybe it will be better than adoptive parents contact before the biological mother So probably they will know why biological mother put in adoption Katie. So we think that if that will happen, adoptive parents will advise Katie, but anyway, I think the wish Katie was more strong, so she will try to meet anyway Steve's. So it's better they just plan together with biological mother and adoptive parents to prevent Katie, but anyway have a family reunion just for knowing each other. But if that's happen and they have a good relationship and they know all the factor, Katie will not fall in love with her biological father, and they will build a good relationship.
I think that's a good one. Like you are telling him, you wish the adoptive parents had contacted with her biological mother earlier.
Yeah,
Good, so that they can talk about how to like make Kitty know some other elements or truth before she met Stephen.
yeah.
So that will build a good relationship between them, right? Yeah, good. How about this group? I see you have 1, 2, 3, 3 benches. Could you please tell us about that?
Okay, first one. I wish they didn't fall in love. Yeah, very similar. Just a relationship as a father and daughter.
You wish they had not, you wish they had not fallen in love, right? Okay, yeah. What about the rest of the two?
So in my part, I put the arrow under Arisa persuasion and moving on that part. So I think maybe in this part, I wish Arisa had told Katie's,
Elisa?
Alisa had told Katie's adoptive parents about Stephen's abusement and his crazy behavior. So in that case, their adoptive parent could prevent their daughter away from their Stephen and the kid could have a good distance with each other.
I wish adoptive parents hadn't accept their marriage.
Okay, so you wish the adopted parents had rejected the marriage, the request or the application of the marriage of Stephen and Katie, right? I think these are all good inferences or guesses or possibilities towards them. Probably, if they did what we wished for, probably they will have a better relationship. Like, for example, they get into a healthy relationship with her father, Katie with her father. Okay. Because I personally read this news several days ago and I went deeper to see how Elisa was doing after Katie was murdered. Because, Katie is her biological daughter, so of course she cared about Katie, right? She used to persuade Katie even to try to help her out, but that didn't work. So actually, I believe that Elisa was really regretful about this case, about everything that Katie and Stephen had been through. So I got a letter from Katie's adoptive mother. who is the only one survived
Mm.
in this case, right? Except from Elisa,
Mm.
I believe, because her husband and her adopted daughter were all being killed. A really poor mother, and she regretted a lot because she probably wished had stopped Katie from getting married with Stephen. So I bring you one letter of regret written by Katie's adopted mother. So what I want you to do is to first read it individually or just share one letter with your partner, but at this moment, you don't have to discuss something with them. And after reading it, please discuss with your partners about these two questions. So what did she do that she wished she had? I mean, what didn't she do that she wished she had? That means something she didn't do, but she wished that she had done so before, like the rejection of the marriage. Or what has she done, but she thought that was not enough, and she wishes she had done more. Okay, so two situations, but they're all like regrets or wishes. And after that, we'll come back to class and talk about our findings together. Okay. Are you still recording? No? Yeah, please, when you are getting to a new discussion, do another recording again, okay? Thank you very much. If you're finished reading, you can start discussing that with your partners and underline the sentences that express these two kind of situations, okay? Okay. So let's see what we got. Okay, so what do you for these two questions? Like, what didn't she do but she wished she had done so? Can I have some answers?
Yeah, I think one is she wished she had stopped Katie from leaving when she decided to reconnect with her biological parents.
Yes, yeah, I think so. That's the first one that she wished she had done. How about this group? Do you have more about this?
She wishes she had stopped Katie from getting married to Stephen.
Yes, good. Okay. Are there more about that? Okay, then let's move to the second one. What has she done but wishes she had done more? How about let's start with this group? Priya, do you have any ideas about that?
Yes.
Mhm.
She wishes she had been more firm, more protective.
More firm, right? Good. Any other sentences that answer this question?
The second sentence,
Mm-hmm.
she wished she had been more watchful and courageous in confronting Stephen's behavior.
Yes, because in these two sentences, we all have some comparative words like more, right? So that can be a signal for this kind of question, like she has done so before, but she thought that was not enough, so she wished she had done more. She had been more firm, more protective. Okay. Aside from these four sentences, are there any sentences that you have underlined? No?
We talk about whether if only I had been able to see the doctor more clearly, I might have kept you safe.
Okay, could you please speak louder
Oh,
so that
yeah.
everybody can hear you?
We also underlined this sentence, if only I had been able to see the doctor more clearly, I might have kept you safe. We felt like this sentence also shared a regretful feeling from the mother and what she hoped to do if she was in there.
So which paragraph is it?
The second
The second paragraph at the end, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. What do you think about that sentence? Does that count as a kind of wish or regret?
I think it's regret.
Regret, right? Even though it doesn't have the word wish or regret in there, yeah, it still counts as a kind of request. Good job. So let's take a look at these sentences together. So actually we have 6, right? For something she did not but wish she did. I wish she had done so. Something she did but wish had done more. Could you, may I have one of you read one sentence? And we can do this clockwise circle. Let's start with Kafan, please.
I wish I had stopped you from leaving when you decided to reconnect with your biological parents.
Thank you, and Real?
I wish I had stopped you from getting married to Stephen.
Good. Misaki?
If only I had been there to persuade you.
Thank you, and Menti?
I wish I had been more fair, more protective.
Yes, and let's go back to Kafan.
I wish I had been more watchful and courageous in comforting Stephen's behavior. Courageous. Courageous. I don't know what's
Can someone help Kafan out? How do we pronounce this word?
courageous.
Courageous.
Courageous? Yes. Thank you. Okay, please finish this sentence.
Courageous in confronting Stephen's behavior.
Courageous, right?
Courage.
Courageous.
Courageous.
Where is the accent? Courageous. I thought courageous and courageous.
Oh, yeah, good question. Let's find this out. Let's look it up on the dictionary to see where the stress is.
Right.
Courageous, right? So Misaki is right. Yeah, good job. Courageous. Yeah, let's go back to it. Kapan, please finish this sentence.
More watchful and courageous in confronting Stephen's behavior.
Good. And the last one, Rio?
Yes, if only I had been able to see the danger more clearly.
Good job. So my question is, they're all wishes, or let's say regrets, right? How can I put that? What kind of thing that she is wishing for? That something already happened in the past, or something we have now, or something in the future. Past? We all agree with that? Yes. Something happened in the past. Because
Something that happened past, but it's affecting here, in the present, and probably in the future.
yes, yeah, that can be because the case has already happened in the past, right? And hidden in these sentences, we have kind of like expression or a usage of using wish to express your regrets or wishes for something happened in the past. Could you please find out the pattern here? Like, what are some similarities?
I mean, after use wish, we usually use had or had been.
Yeah,
Present perfect, right?
past perfect.
Thank you, past.
Yeah, like had done
Yes.
something. Good job. Yeah, that's true. What if this kind of sentences, it doesn't start with I wish, but it starts with if only. I think they're the same.
Yeah.
Okay? Or all had done to express your wishes or regrets for something happened in the past. But the difference is if only because like we have already talked about other usages of if in previous classes, and usually it comes with another sentence, right? Like if I were a bird, I would fly in the sky. So in that we have two parts in one sentence, and if is leading one of the clause in one sentence, right? And we have a comma in the middle. But in this case, even though this sentence starts with if, it can stand alone, right? It can lead, if in this case, can lead the whole sentence together.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
With if only, usually after is had been, or just can be had and a different verb in the past. It's just because I saw in this case both is if
Oh,
only
had
I had been. So I don't know if that's the structure.
Yeah, so we have two options actually. Either you want to say had been because the parts that are following this had are all like start with be verb, right? Be able to do something or be more watchful. So in this way we had been. But let's say I want to say I wish I had stopped you. So in this case, it will be had done. So you can either you can either use been or the past participle of a verb. So both are fine. That depends on what kind of meaning you want to convey, right? Okay. Any questions so far? Okay, no, good. So we are picking this part out because it expresses something that someone did but wish had done more. What are some like signals that tell you about like this meaning? So what are the differences between these two sets of sentences? Like what are some signal words in this part, in this set of sentences that tells you, okay, this is something she had done, but she wished she had done more.
In the first one, she didn't do the action.
The first one?
Yeah.
Yes.
And in the second paragraph, it's something that she did,
Yes.
but she wished to do more.
More. Exactly. So we have like more firm, more protective, more watchful, like that, right? So we call this kind of words like competitive comparative words because you're kind of compare something. So in this case, you are compare like what you actually did is less confirmed. But in your hypothetical situation, it will be more confirmed. So you are comparing the intensity of this kind of action or emotion by using comparative words. Okay. So actually, we have more usage about that, but I'm only taking more as an example. But there are more like the comparative or intensifiers we can use. For example, I can also say, I wish I had been less firm. I wish I could be less watchful, like that. It depends on what kind of meaning you want to convey. Okay. So let's review something about how to express wishes and regrets. We have covered this part a little bit on Monday, right? But I know this is a relatively harder part. So today we just review one part of this whole thing, which is let's express regrets or wishes to the past. So this is the pattern that you may want to use to express regrets or let's say wishes, if you want to say that way, to the past. So I wish I had done something. So that is one way for you to express that way. Or if you have really strong wishes or regrets, you may also use if only I had done something. Just like the ones we have in the letter of regret. This kind of tone is stronger to show like I really, really wish that way. So we can say, if only I had done something. Or you can also say, if I had stuck, I could have gotten. So this one is a little bit different because it looks like the one that we talked about before. Like I wish if I were a bird, some like this unreal conditional, right? But this is also used to express regret. Like if I had done something, that is a hypothetical situation. I could have gotten, that means like I could have gotten means I had the ability to achieve that, but I didn't. So if I did that, I could have gotten I could have gotten something I didn't get.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's something hypothetical, so you are adding another layer of meaning by use this kind of sentences. You are like imagining some situation that you have done before that will change the result that you have now. Okay?
Can be, it's just because I want to understand,
Yes.
is if I had stopped, can be if I had stopped it,
If I had stopped it,
I could have gotten whatever. I try to imagine the stuff like someone
Yes.
stopped.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. You are trying to imagine another possibility.
Okay.
And I could have gotten plus the result led by your imagination. Good example. Okay, so
Do the same mean if only would do and if only had done?
yeah, good question. It's actually they are talking about the same thing, but we use them in different situations. Just like I wish I had done, I wish I had, I wish I could. So I mean like because the structure here, the words here you use are different. So that represents you are wishing for something that something different by time. Okay. So if only I had done something that is for a strong regret for the past. And if only I would do something that will be for the future. So the timing difference. But the meaning is the same.
So wishes and regret. Okay.
It just like show you can also call this wishes. There is no clear boundary between this one, but we usually say that regret. We cannot regret something in the past, something in the future, right? We can only take a regret for something happened in the past, something we cannot change, but for present and future, it can be wishes, right? And we also talk about that wishes and regrets often use words like enough, more, less, really, very, like I wish I had really studied that part before taking an exam. And when we are doing the next speaking activity, please try to stress these words so that you are showing there it is, so that you can show like you are comparing something that I really wish I had done more of that. Okay, try to stress something so that people can catch the main idea of your sentences.
How can I use enough?
Enough?
Yes.
Good question. Can anyone make a sentence using enough? Let's have a try.
I wish I could have enough food.
I wish I had.
I had
Yes.
enough food.
Yeah. I wish I had enough food so that I would able to survive from a disaster. Thank you, Misaki. Yeah, it's not hard as long as like you want to express such a meaning when it comes to that situation, you will be able to use that. Okay, and let's do, because we have already added some branches to the storyline in which like Katie may escape from the devil, Stephen. Well, how about that? Do it that way. Let's change our partners and work on your partner storyline together. Okay? So let's rearrange that a little bit. Kafan, could you please work with Matty? And Misaki, could you please work with Rio? And also, yeah, let me repeat what you need to do again. Yeah, so just get other related possibilities that were like something you wish them had done to change the story. You can think about the police officers, Elise's young daughter, Katie's sister, or Katie herself. Okay? Try to think some other possibilities and work with your new partner. Try to add other branches on the storyline. Okay? So this time, I would also like you to record yourself. And after class, please airdrop that to me.
Sure.
Thank you very much. So, yeah, you can choose whichever prime board you want to work on. So possibly you two can just can go to the left one, and Kofano and Mati will work on the right
Okay.
one.
Sure.
And start the relationship, right? No, we don't have in. Because for in, we say they are in the relationship, but we should stop something, right? So we stop the relationship. Or stop them from getting in the relationship. Okay, good job. Let's go back and talk about those new branches we had. Let's start with this black cranboard. So Rio and Misaki, could you please talk about what you have?
Okay, so for me,
Mhm.
before they fall in love, I wish Steve had more responsibility on raising his daughter so that this murder couldn't be happen.
I wish Katie's sister had stopped their relationship between Katie and Steven.
S-T-E-V,
Steven.
right? Okay. Okay, let's move on. Let's move to this side. Yukoban and Machi.
It's very similar. I wish Katie's sister had talked to her mother about her father and Katie, because her sister saw what happened.
Yes. I think if her sister had stopped that, maybe it would be different.
On my part, I wish the police had stopped Stephen to get close with Katie and her adoptive parents. Because in the end, Stephen stopped their family and shoot them. So maybe after the distance, stop them and close down.
Keep Stephen away from Katie and Katie's family. Okay, good. Yeah. So had done something because that something happened in the past where, making wishes or expressing regrets for something happened past. So we use had done. So what about? And I really liked Misaki's idea, like how Stephen have more responsibility, but
Things got more.
I wish Stephen have had more responsibility on raising his daughter. What do you say?
Can be Stephen had been more.
Had been more responsible?
I mean the same thing.
Yes, yeah, that could be it. Yeah, good. But how can we add it on this sentence differently? There is a word that I would probably want to change a little bit. Had, have,
I wish, no,
had,
I wish Steven had.
Yeah.
No had.
sound a little bit like funny because we have
Had.
two had here. Because the pattern is I wish I had done something. It's just a coincidence that the verb
yeah.
here we're using have, it's also had in this kind of situation. To wrap up, let's do an exercise real quick.